So we have decided should be brought a little further. We have decided to have the puja after our dinner, because Sri Krishna was born in the night about 12 o'clock, while I was born 12 o'clock in the daytime, same with Sri Rama, and also Christ was born 12 o'clock in the night. I've told you that today I'm going to tell you about Gita. That is the second part of Krishna's life. So different and varied that some people, intellectuals as usual, say that the Krishna who played as a child in Gokul was different from the Krishna who was the king of Dwarika. So when he became the king of Dwarika, there was a war between Pandava and Kauravas, one representing the good people, another representing the bad people. So they came to ask him if he would join on their side. So he said, I've got my army and I'm myself. So whichever you choose, you can have. So Kaurava said, we'll have your army. But Pandava said, we'll have you. And that is how the war started. And in the war, his greatest disciple was one of the Pandavas called Arjuna. Asked him to fight for him. He said, I will not take any weapon in my hand, but I will be your charioteer and drive your chariot. And when he was driving the chariot, it so happened that Krishna saw Arjuna's depression. And Arjuna said, what is this war? Why should I fight? I am fighting my own gurus, those who have taught me all the vidyas of the battle, and also the vidya of archery. And I am fighting my own cousins. So Sri Krishna said that they are already killed. They don't exist. They are already dead people. Because they are not realized souls. I have already killed them. So you have to just play this drama of killing them. So the foremost contradiction that people present about Gita is that those who read Gita should be vegetarian. Sri Krishna told Arjuna that you kill them, human beings, his own relations, his own cousins, who are bad people. What about chickens and goats? But all those who start reading Gita in India give up all meat eating and take to vegetarianism, or they fast. So how contradictory these things are. So he never preached vegetarianism, at least in Gita. And he asked Arjuna to kill. In the modern times, there is a war going on between the evil force and the good. You don't have to kill them. Even if you give them bandhan, they are already dead. They are not realized souls. They will be all neutralized. But you have to kill them in the sense you have to kill your connections with them. Like I see many people who come to Sahaja Yoga, but my mother is not yet a Sahaja Yogini, so she troubles me. How can I do Sahaja Yoga? For anything else they'll fight the mother, but not for this. Kill your attachments and your relations. That's what he said. If in case they are troubling you in your ascent. This is the message of Gita to begin with. But on the contrary, I have seen there are people in Sahaja Yoga who once get married want to get out of Sahaja Yoga. Take out their husbands or take out their wives or want to live away and want to be non-collective. So you have to kill. There are Shadripus, there are 6 enemies human beings have. But in the modern times they are multiplied, I think. The first one is the lust. Kill your lust. The lust that is today finishing the West more than the greed. So first is kill your lust. Then kill your anger. There are certain people who have a built-in response that as soon as they see somebody, they get into anger. If a white man sees a black man, he gets into an anger. A black man sees a white man, he gets into anger. Is that right? I mean, God has made all kinds of skins. The life would be boring if you all had the same parts, skins, all of you looking the same. So he has made different types of beautiful people. But this anger can come from any source. This is what it is when you kill anger. Actually, you kill all your connections with the past, the responses, the conditionings you have had. Then the vanity that people have. I find it much more when I go to places where people call themselves bureaucrats, or they are in charge, like matrons, telling people what to do this, do that, do that. This is the Krishna's finger. Using Krishna's finger on others. The vanity. The vanity that you are perfect. You are perfect. Nothing wrong with you. You are the best people. English think they are the best. Germans think they are the best. Italians think they are the best. Or say, the best of all are the Switzerlanders, Swiss people. vanity, this false has to be cut out. What have we achieved by being a certain nation? Let us see. What have we contributed? Belonging to a certain country. Those who only belong to the kingdom of God have achieved something. The rest of them are useless people, just finding some way to fight each other, to denounce others. And vanity is just like a balloon. If somebody just puts a pin into it, the whole balloon will collapse. Then the worst of all is jealousy. And that is among Indians. Indians are very big jealous spots. Especially the Indians who are again the government and the politics. But otherwise also there are jealous. They'll always complain about other people and will be jealous. And also in the West, people are quite jealous, I must say. They are jealous of things which is most surprising. One day I was going in the car and one gentleman was very furious for nothing. So the another one tells me they are jealous because you are sitting in a Mercedes car. I said, but that's not mine, that's my husband's, you see. What is there to be jealous because I'm sitting in a Mercedes car? I mean, this is being a very stupid, nonsensical thing, but still I can't believe you can be jealous of somebody because he has a Mercedes car. What does it matter? To me, it's a foreign idea, absolutely can't understand. But there are stupid things like that. I can only understand one jealousy, that is between husband and wife, little bit. Then the fifth thing that he asked us to kill is the attachment. Very important. This is my child, this is Indian also, more Indian. This is my cousin, this is my brother, this is my fiancé, this is my wife. Also in the West, the other way around is that they do not care for their children. They do not care for their mothers, they do not care for their fathers. They do not care for anyone whatsoever, but for themselves. That comes from the last one, is called as the greed. Because when you have greed, you don't care for anybody, you just want to have everything from another person. You want to grab another person of everything. Whatever another person has, you want to have it. But when you don't want to have it, everybody wants to give you it. That's my case. I am very afraid to say even that this is nice, because immediately tomorrow I'll find it in my house. So this greed is the one which has done such a harm to the whole world. People have gone into great dominations and on other countries. For what? For these diamonds and nonsensical things like that. They have ruined their own lives, the progenies of progenies they have ruined. All their cunning they have used to ruin so many nations just to put them one against another, creating problems, doing all kinds of intrigue. Just for what? For greed, which is absolutely like cancer. Doesn't allow anybody else to exist. And then you start eating yourself out. It's a disease, I think, greed. And with that goes the miserliness. People become miserly. Then, where does this greed end up? After all, the money that accumulates, or things that accumulate in your house, what happens to them? You want to use them. What's the matter with this one? No. Try to be, not to be, I've told you, otherwise I'll ask you to go out, alright? Concentrate. So what happens to the people who are greedy? They become miserly. They can't enjoy life. They cannot spend money because the greatest joy is in giving things to others, no doubt about it. And they cannot give any joy to anyone. They cannot create anything for the future progeny to see. So what happens to them? Their children, when they come in, they become wasters. They waste all that. They lead a wasteful life. They get into wrong things and ruin themselves. So their children are born become miserly. So the vicious circle starts moving. He has said, kill all of them. These are your 6 enemies.